He's doing? What are you doing?
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Rant Review. Today we're doing a movie review of Army of the Dead, starring Dave Bautista, a Zack Snyder film. Before we get into that, I want to remind you guys that down in the description box below, I got a lot of free stuff for you. So definitely go check that out. There's some Amazon freebies down there. There's some free stocks down there that could be worth up to $1,850 from Webull. Some free crypto, all kinds of goodies. So definitely check down in the description box and get yourself some free stuff. So apparently after the Justice League Snyder cut, Zack Snyder has now released this Army of the Dead, which is a continuation. You know, it's one of those zombie movies like Day of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead and Ass of the Dead and all these other versions of it. This is Army of the Dead, which is a bit of a misnomer because there's like a brief part at the beginning that's about the army technically, but it's the army aspect, the military aspect, really isn't what this movie is about. It probably should have been called Heist of the Dead. Now, what Snyder did here was a very interesting concept. It's taking a heist movie like Ocean's 11 and mixing it with a zombie movie like Day of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead or Night of the Living Dead and putting it together, which is an intriguing concept. You've got, you know, more advanced type of zombies in this movie. They explain how there's some of the zombies are not like the mindless ones. They've evolved and stuff. And there's a zombie freaking tiger in this movie. There's all kinds of crazy stuff in here. It's an interesting concept. I don't know if the execution, though, was exactly what it could have been. Dave Bautista stars in this movie, and we see him after a very interesting opening credit scene where we basically have a whole mini story about how the zombie apocalypse broke out in Las Vegas, of all places. We are now post the time where there was a wall put up by the president. There's a lot of references to Trump in this movie. There was a wall put up around the zombie zone, and basically keeping the zombies stuck in what used to be Las Vegas. Bautista, who used to be a mercenary that handled some of these zombies, is now working as a chef, or not even a chef, as a cook at a hole-in-the-wall diner on the outskirts of town. He's approached by this business mogul who has a hotel within the zombie zone that has tens of hundreds of millions of dollars, or however much it is, in the vault. The U.S. government is about to nuke the area, so that money's all going to be gone. So he is hiring Bautista to get a team together to go in there and get that money. It's obviously going to, nobody's claiming it. It's free money, so he can have, $10 million, whatever it is, $5 million, and then divvy it up amongst the rest of the team. Bautista, who has his own personal issues from trauma dealing with his family and is now obviously working at a burger joint or whatever, takes him up on his offer. He then goes and assembles his team, and it's the typical thing, again, like Ocean's 11. It's kind of like this ragtag team of these very colorful characters, the safecracker, the helicopter pilot, which, by the way, the helicopter pilot in this movie was replaced by the original actor was replaced by the current actor in this movie, and they completely shot her after the principal photography was done. So they did it very well that I really didn't notice it too much. And if you didn't know about that, you probably wouldn't know that she was not on set when they filmed this movie. A couple times you can see in the CGI the fuzziness is a little bit off, but for the most part, they did a pretty good job of inserting her in this film. There's some pretty cool concepts in here. I do love the design of some of the zombies. And there's a little bit more depth to this movie than your average zombie movie, but I have seen some people complaining like, oh, all the guys, every bullet hits the zombie square in the head. There's no tension in this movie. This is not supposed to be an intense horror movie. This is more like Grindhouse. If you remember Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez's double feature of Grindhouse from several years ago, this is that. This is schlock, kind of Saturday afternoon B-movie, over-stylized, over-exaggerated, blood and spurting out everywhere, kind of just goofiness. It's ultra-violent, but it's violent in a very cartoonish kind of a way. And then there is where the movie excels. Now, where the movie doesn't excel is they have this great concept, but outside of a couple of scenes, one of them including how they used a zombie to kind of set off the booby traps that were in the vault, that was pretty cool, but they really don't merge the concept too much. A lot of it is seemingly taking from Aliens, because there's a lot of nods to Aliens, we'll call it that, in this film. A lot of team of humans with guns shooting weird alien zombie things, and then there's a little bit about a heist, and then there's a bunch of other subplots that go through the story. Now the subplots weigh this movie down. This movie's about almost 2.5 hours long, which is way too long. This movie should have probably been about 1 hour and 45 minutes. It would have been perfect. But I will say Dave Bautista, who's not known to be a great actor. I mean, he's great in 007 and in Blade Runner. Obviously, Drax the Destroyer was a perfect role for him. But in this movie, he proves that he does have some acting chops. He is able to convey this large character, this big burly father who's had this tragedy in his family, who could probably kill 99% of the people in the world with his bare hands, but this thing that happened with his family is kind of weighing on him, and he's trying to measure this out while doing this mission and also dealing with his family issues, which I think Bautista did a very good job of this. The guy's probably suited for more roles than just being a comedy sidekick or just a big muscular guy that shoots things and blows up stuff. Some of the comedy works in this movie. Some of the comedy definitely doesn't work in this movie. But overall, again, keep in mind, this is a grindhouse kind of a film. If you're into that, this will be an enjoyable movie for you. Again, it's a little bit too long, but you'll probably watch this in the background while you do other stuff or have friends over to watch this kind of movie. If you're not into that kind of stuff, or you're looking for like a real horror zombie movie, or you're looking for a good heist movie, this is neither one of those, so I wouldn't suggest it for you. But I want to know what you guys thought about Army of the Dead. Let your voice be heard in the comment box below. Until next time, I will see you guys for more news, rumors, and movie reviews. Yes, movie reviews here on the Rantin' Review. Have a good day.